Lebu is stretching out and reaching high in Betway's latest game, Aviator.
Aviator?
Place a bet and the plane flies higher and higher. Pick the right time to cash out and you could win millions.
Millions?
Let's see.
Just, woo! It's a shoe! He's cashed out and flown off with the win!
All at the luckiest place to play Aviator, Betway.
Omni Sports Breakfast.
Right, some from that bad news, and it is really bad, I'm not making light of it, to my more bad news. My multi-bet that I did on Monday, I lost by 1. And who cost me the money? Orlando bloody Pirates. So MD, a lucky win. So my multi-bet started off with Inter Milan to play AC Milan, both teams to win 1.76. That happened. Queen's Park Rangers or draw a double chance in their match. The Queen's Park Rangers were playing Luton, 1.39, won that one. Nottingham Forest were playing against Wolves. I went with the double chance again. The draw of Forest to win at 1.32. Forest won again up to second. Who would have dreamed it? And then I went with Kaiser Chiefs to beat Stellenbosch last night, 2.2. Big odds there. You'd think Chiefs would be better. They won. Well done, Chiefs. And then I went with a double chance. Cape Town City, Ertugrul's the new coach. I went with the double chance there. Draw Orlando Pirates to win 1.22. 10 Rand would have won me 96 Rand. Orlando Pirates, I mean, they're just a bit of a joke, let's face it. My bets for this weekend, we're going to start with the Spain Super Cup. Real Madrid are playing Mallorca. Real are 1.35 for the win. The draw is at 5.4. And the Mallorca 8-1 to win. Don't forget the way it works is you put down 1 Rand, you'll get 8 Rand back if you back Mallorca. Looking at their Liga form, even though it doesn't really pertain to the cup form, they are, Madrid are leading. They have 43 points, a game in hand over Electrico, who's second. Their last 5 games, they've lost 1, drawn, and won the last 2. Mallorca are in 6th place, 30 points behind. They have won, lost, won their last 2 games as well. So I'm going to go in with both teams to score at 1.84, yes. But no, for me, is I think Madrid have got a really strong defense this season, even though they're still trying to sign Trent Alexander-Arnold. No's at 1.94. Going to the Bundesliga, and I just have to go with the team whose name I can pronounce the best. Mönchengladbach are playing Bayern Munich. They're at home to them. Mönchengladbach outside, chance here, 6.20. The draw is at 5.4. Bayern Munich are favourites, heavy favourites at 1.43. Mönchengladbach are 7th in the league. From their 15 games, they won 7, lost 5, drawn 3. They have scored 25 goals, conceded 20, which is really not great. They're on 24 points. Bayern Munich are leading at a canter. They've played 15 games. They've won 11, lost 1, drawn 3, scored 47 goals, and conceded just 13. So that's a goal difference of 34. They have 34 points. They've won their last 2 matches, but Mönchengladbach have won their last 4 matches. So there's a bit of form there. So I've gone with both teams to score because I think this could be a game that'll rock and roll a bit, and that's at 1.52. Now moving on to the Betway Premiership. Orlando Gallants are playing at Cape Town City. Cape Town City are just looking really good under Mush and Ertugrul. There's a really good interview that Brad Jakes did with him during the week. He came back as sports director and is now based in charge. I've gone with the double chance draw or City to win at 1.3. Cape Town City are our favourites to win that 2.0. Then we go into the Betway SA20. Sunrisers Eastern Cape versus Mumbai Indians Cape Town. Sunrisers are 2-1 to win. Cape Town are 1.80. They are the favourites. We're going to be speaking to Jason Shield about the different bets you can put on the Betway 20 and a lot. And one of the bets you can do is the most sixes scored. That's at 2.35 for Sunrisers, 7.25 for the draw for both teams to score the same amount of sixes, 1.85 for Cape Town. I've gone for Cape Town. And then finally, the big game in the FA Cup this weekend. Arsenal versus United on Sunday. Arsenal are favourites to win. Both teams to score. I've actually gone, strange enough, with a draw. And that's a draw after 90 minutes at 3.8. There, you take those bets, 10 Rand will get you 264 Rand 56 cents with a win boost of 26 Rand and 46 cents. That's a whole bet of 291 Rand. And don't forget, my betting code will be at the bottom of the screen on YouTube. It is X8AC595ED. That's X8AC595ED. Welcome back. We welcome to the show Jason Shield, the sponsorship and ambassador manager. Am I right, Jason? Is that your title at Betway?
Yes, correct. Good morning. Very, very happy to be here.
Great stuff. Obviously, the Betway SA20 starts today. I mean, you've got a wide stable of sponsorship across sport, from football to cricket to horse racing. Could you give us a broad outline of what you're involved with locally and globally?
Yeah, so I think we've always taken sponsorship quite seriously within the group. Globally speaking, our first kind of entrance into the sponsorship landscape was a principal partnership with West Ham over in the UK, and just basically grown on from that. I think locally, we cover ourselves across the three main sports in the Betway Premiership, the Betway SA20, and being the associate sponsor of the Springboks. So those are our three kind of main sponsorships here. We obviously go then into horse racing with the Betway Summer Cup, as well as the Betway Big Easy Tour from golf. So as you can see, we've got quite a strong portfolio across different multiple sports, obviously impacting different communities and kind of different interests. We really enjoy sponsorship. We think it's a great way to showcase our brand. And I think we're going to look to just continue growing our portfolio locally and globally. I think from a football perspective, we also recently global betting partners of both Man City and Arsenal. Quite a wide variety of some fantastic sponsorship portfolios.
Yeah, that Arsenal sponsorship does bother me as a Liverpool fan, because every time I bet on Arsenal, it tells me you've got another entry to play on the field at Arsenal, or when an Arsenal should. But I do have a big Arsenal fan who's a mate who's a fan. So if I do win it, I'll take him along, I think.
Excellent.
The Betway SA20 starts today with Sunrise at the Eastern Cape and Cape Town. It's been an incredible success, massive crowds, big TV viewership, strong revenue figures. So just how important a part of your stable is it, and what's your involvement in terms of marketing, promoting, and what promotions are you going to be doing this season again, like catching promotions, etc.?
Yes, I think, it's a very important part of the stable. I think it's a fantastic way to start the year for us from a brand, just in terms of the visibility, talkability. That first 5 weeks of every year kind of becomes the Betway SA20, and I think the whole country kind of gets behind it. So it's a really important sponsorship for us. In terms of marketing, we obviously launched the Betway Catch to Million in season 1, which was a resounding success, and I think it's always vitally important for a sponsor to not only just show up and plaster your logo everywhere and just brand something. It's actually about adding value back into the tournament, and I think that's exactly what the Cash to Million competition has done. It's now quite an integral part of that whole kind of fan experience. So from a fan engagement perspective, we are bringing, obviously, the Betway Cash to Million is back this year, but there is a twist. And I think, last year we had, or in the first 2 years, we actually rewarded all Betway account holders that if they took a catch, we would double their share of the winnings. So last year we had 8 catches, and half of those were Betway account holders, so their share got doubled. Because it's season 3, we are going to be tripling the share for all those Betway account holders. But the catch now is that we've just introduced a brand new casino game on our site called the Betway Catch, very similar to Aviator. It's basically Aviator for cricket. So you have to go onto the site, you have to play Betway Catch, and if you've played Betway Catch and then take your one-handed catch in stadium, we will triple your share of the winnings. So it's really exciting for us. We've had some great engagement on the game. And let's hope, that the first catch that goes down at the stadium, hopefully it's at St. George's today. If they've played the game, they will be winning 6 million Rand as it currently stands.
I'm getting on a flight to PE after this. but it obviously was it a no-brainer to be part of a South African T20 event? I mean, to become the Betway SA20. I mean, the number of franchise tournaments around the world is growing and growing. But what makes the Betway SA20 a little bit more special than perhaps, let's say, the one in the Caribbean?
Yes, I think, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say a no-brainer. I think we do a lot of, research and hard work around tournaments that we want to get involved in. I think the commercial team from an SA20 side, between Graham and Lynn, it's a really strong commercial team. We really did back them to actually get, this tournament off the ground. They obviously had a lot of, that the IPL investment, which was, strong for us to obviously get behind. It's almost turned into a no-brainer because it's a really successful tournament and it's been really good for the brand. I think what separates it, I think there's not many better places to come and play cricket, especially over that January kind of first week of February. Talking to all of the players, they love coming out to South Africa. They love bringing their families out here. Hopefully the weather plays its part, but it really is a great place to come and play cricket for the 5 weeks. I think the sides are extremely strong. Graham's managed to, obviously get a lot of very good overseas international players. So the standard of cricket's very good. You've got sold out stadiums. You've got fantastic weather, and I think that's kind of really what separates this tournament from the rest. It's also quite a short tournament. I think quite a few of the T20 tournaments going up globally now can start to get a little bit long-winded. So players are obviously away from home for a long period of time. Fan and consumer interest kind of wears off over a long period. So to have a short, sharp, action-filled 5 weeks of cricket really makes it stand out.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I mean, that's what Graham was speaking at a press conference yesterday, and he said that he thinks that the Betway SA20 has got the chance to be the second biggest T20 tournament outside of the IPL. I mean, I think he's on track to do it. Would you agree with that? Is that what Betway would like to see from the Betway SA20?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's his goal, and I'm pretty sure he's close to achieving that as it currently stands. If you look at the other two probably big competitors, it would be the Big Bash and the Pakistan Super League. I think the Big Bash has been around for about 12, 13 years. The PSL around 8 years. So I think what Graham's managed to achieve in just 2 seasons, going into season 3, there's absolutely no reason why this shouldn't be the biggest tournament outside of the IPL. So I think very much on track. We love big, ambitious goals, and that's exactly what Graham set himself. And I think his SA20 team have really managed to achieve that.
Yeah, and it's got another aspect to it because since last year's SA20, Betway SA20, 5 players have now made their T20 international debuts. So Ryan Rickleton, he obviously got the double ton in the test in Cape Town. Then Otinel Bartman, Jason Smith, Arba Peter, and Patrick Kruger. So he said that the vision behind SA20 was not just to develop, but to inspire players and to challenge those in the national time. Basically, it's giving them a level, that they've never played at before, with the TV coverage, with the doctors, with the expertise. Is that good for Betway? Do you believe that being given a pathway to young proteas is a very important part of your ethos and your aims for the Betway SA20?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, for us as a proudly South African kind of brand operating here, we want this to not just be a kind of fly-by-night, tournament that just achieves commercial success. It's really important for the game of cricket, to be growing our pipelines, to be exposing players, at the highest level. So if the Betway SA20 can help South African cricket in the kind of longer form and in time to come, that's fantastic for us. That's certainly an objective of the SA20's kind of goals that they've set themselves, and we're fully behind that.
Yeah, I mean, it has been a great period for South African cricket for both women and the men, but there's a massive 6 months ahead for the men. Champions Trophy in Pakistan in Feb next month, World Test Championship at Lords in June, and the Betway SA20 is obviously a huge part of it. I mean, have you had a highlight to the summer thus far, or do you think your highlight is still to come?
Yeah, listen, I think the highlight for us is certainly going to be over the next kind of 5 weeks. But, it goes without saying the Test team making the World Test Championship final is a fantastic achievement. And I think any kind of sport lover or cricket lover in the country, that's got to be a standout highlight from the summer. There's been some unbelievable performances. I think Shukri Conrad's selected a couple of players that have been waiting in the wings for some time. He's backed them, and they've all actually, come to the party for him. I think we've had multiple players score some fantastic centuries. So listen, I think cricket in South Africa is in a good place. I think for us and as a brand, the highlight's definitely going to be over the next 5 weeks. But a massive congratulations to the Proteas in achieving that World Test Championship final.
Yeah, it was extraordinary. Shukri Conrad has done a great thing, even though he does smoke cigarettes with Kagiso Rabada and Marco Jansen on the slide, which I thought that honesty was quite refreshing. Now, some honesty from me. I struggle to put bets on cricket because it's a little bit trickier. Football's easy because you've got decisions to make, but it's hard to gauge form because the teams, particularly in the Betway SA20, are so tight, and cricket's a bit more unpredictable. I mean, I've put a bet on today's game, and I've gone for more most sixes. What sort of bets would you recommend for guys who wanting to put some money down on Betway SA20?
Yeah, listen, I think cricket betting is interesting. I think you make a good point that it's actually quite tough before the start of the tournament to be making any real predictions. I think, with all these T20 leagues, the teams don't have a long time together. So it's very important to just watch the teams perform within the first couple of games to really get a sense of kind of where they're at, what kind of combinations the coach is, trying to go for. But I think cricket betting is unique in the sense that, live and play, you really do get some great markets that are almost instantaneous. So, betting on the third ball of the 14th over, overs and unders per ball, and overs and unders, during the power play, all of those sorts of things. There's some really exciting markets. I think for me right now, my value bet that I can see is Paul Royals at 8-1. I think down in Paul, it's obviously traditionally been quite a slow, hard deck to bat on. And I think if the home side there can really come to terms with how to play and potentially how to chase on that ground, if they can get a good home record and then still quite a few wins away from home, I think the Paul Royals at 8-1 is a very good outright bet for now.
Yeah, well, I'll be cheering every single six that Cape Town scores tonight. Jason, thank you very, very much for that. We're going to have you on again as the tournament goes on, just to tell us how things are going. Thanks a lot. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me. And let's enjoy tonight. Hopefully we get off to a cracking start.
Great stuff. This has been the Omni Sports Breakfast and Kevin's Betway Bets, brought to you by Betway.
Hey, Taola.
All right, here we go.
Ko Betway ba tshepela hore o tshwantse o betjhe ka tsela e nepahetseng. Ka nako e nngwe o tlamehile hore o ikhule hanyane. Ka nako tse ding
O ska leka go busha tše di lahlegilego. Nakusasa kuse olunye kusuku.
Dlala ngokusemandleni wakho.
Ge o tlhoka thušo re gona.
hopola, bet responsibly.